All right. Welcome, one and all, to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I'm your host, JT. Welcome. If you could hit that like and subscribe button, it means a lot. Leave some comments. We are rolling into March Madness. A little later today, I'm going to be meeting up with my comrade in crime, Scott. We're going to talk about the tournament, talk about other things in the world of sports. We haven't really talked too much about hockey. We might touch on that today. We're just going to see where the podcast goes. That's the great thing about podcast. Make sure my hair looks good. I got an image to uphold. All right. Let's start talking about what happened in the world of sports on Tuesday. We got Russell Wilson signing with the Giants. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but I think he had a lot better year with the Steelers than they gave him credit for. He still likes to throw the deep ball. Maybe that's perfect for what they're trying to do with Malik Neighbors. I'm sorry about that. Earthquake. They gave him $10.5 million guaranteed. Last year he played for the league minimum just to reprove himself in Pittsburgh. I was surprised Pittsburgh let him go. Now what has Pittsburgh got? I don't know. He could make up to $21 million with incentives. We all know that's hog BS. So for 10.5, Joe Shane, the incompetent GM for the Giants, has a chance to salvage things. I don't know if they're going to get a quarterback at number 3. I don't know what they're going to do. I have a funny feeling, seeing all the Cam Ward hype, that Tennessee really doesn't want to take him. They're just trying to get a lot of capital, because they're like, well, we could move off if an offer was overwhelming. Yeah, right. I don't remember Jacksonville saying that when Trevor Lawrence was out there. And honestly, I didn't hear anybody saying that when Bryant Young was around, or Caleb Williams. I never heard the Bears say that one time. All right, Stephon Diggs and the Patriots came to an agreement, 3 years, $69 million. They needed to get a receiver there. I just don't like what's going on in New England. They got a lot of money. They're like the drunken sailor that's getting off the boat. They're spending a lot. I don't know what they're getting back. They just literally, the Wilkins thing, they have to spend more than anybody else because it is a dumpster fire. And let's call it what it is. I love Bill Simmons. I think he is the GOAT. Say it right here. But he is so diluted when it comes to the Patriots. They all are. Bill Belichick was just an okay coach. He wasn't a great coach. He was an okay coach. I can already hear Bill screaming, right? One day I get on a show, he's coming. I'm coming for him. The guy had the greatest quarterback of all time. He's terrible at player development. Yeah, I know. You can talk about Troy Brown all you want, all those guys. When somebody else was drafting the players, he was okay. But when he drafted the players, he couldn't develop the players. And then all of a sudden they were wondering, well, who's going to give this guy a chance? Why would I give him a chance? Literally, what is the last Patriot player he developed? Really? He had the reins for the last 5 years. Who did he develop? Who do you look over there and go, wow, that guy's good? They gave Mayo a year. Sorry. I'm going to cut your throat. And you know what? I don't really think Bob Kraft is a great owner. Not at all. I seriously don't. I don't think he's like Baltimore. I don't think he's like Pittsburgh. He just got the greatest quarterback. And now they're going to deal with the same thing I do as a Dolphins fan. And that is, I don't have a quarterback, so I don't know what to do. And you're going to deal with it for the next 20 years. Maybe Drake May is the guy. But it's like I told you, of those 6 quarterbacks that were drafted last year, only 2 of them are going to be starting in the NFL in 3 years. That's it. Nobody else. I don't know which ones it's going to be. And you know what? I'm including Jaden Daniels. I don't know who it's going to be. Because you know what? There's a lot of things that happen. A lot of things happen. A year ago today, we thought C.J. Stroud was going to be the next Peyton Manning. Ooh. Bryant Young. They couldn't get rid of him. Now, at the end of the year, he kind of started putting some things together. I'm not going to say he's a starting NFL quarterback. I don't know. But maybe he can put some things together. So they did get Stefon Diggs. He blew out his ACL in week 8. They seem to indicate he'll be okay when the season starts. 3-year, $69 million deal. But the real important thing, it's all BS money. $26 million is guaranteed. You know, that's actually below market for a number one receiver. He will be the number one receiver in New England, right? Interesting. I wonder what they do. I wonder what they do with their pick. And I understand the Travis Hunter thing, sort of, but I don't. And what I'm going to say is he's not playing offense and defense. He's not. That's just not going to happen. You can't do that load. Now, if he was a kick like Dion, a defensive back who didn't really get a lot of wear and tear, and he could do punt returns, things like that, yeah, maybe. But I mean, how much is he get? Look, to be in the NFL, and this is what all these idiots don't understand, you got to practice every day on your position. It's why we don't see in baseball a guy pitch with both hands, right? Because you've got to practice your craft every day. Personally, I take that receiver out of Arizona State before I take Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's a way better athlete. I'm not arguing that. But you're not going to be having you have to choose which one you're going to do. And honestly, I think he's going to choose receiver because it pays more. I would. Let's go. Now, to be an NFL caliber receiver, a superstar, a number one receiver, does he have it? I don't know. That guy from Arizona State sure seems to. If I was them, assuming Abdul Carter's not there, I'd be looking at that defensive lineman from Michigan, or I'd be looking at the wide receiver from Arizona State. Sorry, the names escape me right now. McLaurin or whatever his name is. I don't know. Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. All right, let's talk about hockey. The great Alex Ovechkin put in number 889, 6 from the record. I literally thought that was a record that was never going to be assailed. I really didn't. All credit to Alex. What a great career. Just amazing. NCAA basketball. Everybody's heading out for the trailways, the Greyhound bus, so we're heading out of town quick. First we had Sean Miller, couldn't get over to Texas quick enough. There's the money play. And Richard Pitino is leaving New Mexico to go to Xavier. All right, it makes sense. I think it's a good match. He's a good coach. Not a great coach, but he's a good coach. And he had a really good year with New Mexico. Straight up. NBA, Damian Lillard, out indefinitely with deep vein thrombosis. He's on blood thinners. I don't know what that does for the Bucks. I will say this. In the East, you got Boston and Cleveland. Milwaukee is just as much of a threat. I'm not believing in the Knicks. I think, and I've told you this many times, Tom Thibodeau he starts out, he exceeds expectations, and then very quickly they fall short of expectations. And that is exactly what this team is. They gave up a boatload for Mikal Bridges. Well, okay, we can play the whole Villanova thing. We're all cool, blah, blah, blah. I don't think they're... I literally, if I was them, I would be bloody scared about playing Detroit in that first round. Detroit is not messing around. They're coming for basketball, and then they want a little UFC there on the side. So I'm just saying, that's what's coming. All right, if you could, that's today, Tuesday, wrapping up the world of sports. Like I said, a little later today, we're going to drop, and me and Scott are going to talk some NCAA basketball and just all kinds of other stuff in the world of sports. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you could, hit the like and subscribe button, leave some comments, and I'll see you soon.